What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the fight table. So we well, go ahead, kick us off. Keegan. Go ahead.
Well, we just came back from fishing.
Fishing.
Yeah. It was
How
fun,
many fish you catch?
You smell like fish. You were there. Anyway, man. But we had another weekend, another good fight.
Yeah, and I honestly, I didn't think it would be that good of a fight, man. I thought it was gonna be a steamroll, man. And it kind of wasn't. Well, nah, it was.
It was a good fight.
It was a good fight.
For a little while there. It was real competitive. So first things first, man. Let's just say who it was. So we had Jermell Charlo. He fought Brian Castano.
Yep.
And they were fighting for the undisputed junior middleweight,
Which is 154.
154. And this was a rematch.
Yes.
So they previously fought last year. It ended in a draw. And this was a rematch for the undisputed belts. And this is like it's a big accomplishment in boxing for anybody that doesn't know, to become undisputed.
That means you hold all the belts in that weight class,
and
you're the champion.
Right. So there's 4 belts.
So that means there can be 4 multiple champions. I mean, 4 champions per
in a
division.
weight class. And so there's your WBA, your WBC, your IBF, and your WBO.
Yep.
And to be undisputed means you hold all 4.
Which means you're the legit champion. And that's a good, what do you call it, status to have.
Yeah. So real quick, over the fight, it was a pretty good fight.
It was a good fight.
They had some exchanges. You see Castano's kind of game plan. It was a little just try to get in.
And swing, man, is it?
Yeah. And he did have some good exchanges.
Just I think he had the power to hurt him this time.
Yeah,
man.
it looks like when they were fighting, he had the better combos.
Yeah.
You know? It's just like there wasn't enough behind those hands.
He just wasn't hurting him, yeah.
Yeah. And Charlo was real shifty, real moving around, like
real fast too. His punches were fast.
He would throw these, unique punches and these like hooks that came kind of from like the bottom, and he would catch him.
Yeah.
And it just looked like Castano was getting the worst of the exchanges.
Mhm.
So.
And he didn't really look hurt till like later on in the rounds with some of those punches.
It was real all of a sudden, but you could tell those punches were adding up.
Yeah.
And Charlo even said after the fight that he was getting the better of the exchanges, and
that's true. He was.
They add up.
And maybe if Castano had a little bit more power, it would have been more even, like the exchanges. But no, I don't think he didn't have the power to hurt him.
And that's
at all, man, because he landed some punches that were good. Just
he did land some good punches.
No effect.
I wonder what Charlo did in preparation between the first fight and the second fight. Yeah. So because Castano rocked him early in the first fight, and Charlo was able to survive, and then went to a draw. But
maybe it's just sometimes, man, they just get that punch, but it's like you said. It's like you said that day we saw the fight. You said both times Charlo, that he had a rematch with somebody. The second time he knocked him out.
Yeah.
Tony Harrison knocked him out. The second fight with Castano, he knocked him out.
Mm-hmm.
So
he adjusts good.
Yeah, for sure. He does.
But as you start getting better in competition, and you want to make a name for yourself and a legacy, you're only going to be able to fight these guys once, most likely.
Yeah. Damn, that's true, man. Whenever it's a fucking major fight, man, in boxing, it seems like they just get one chance.
Whenever it's
and that sucks.
Whenever it's not the A side.
Yeah.
If the A side loses, a lot of times they have rematch clauses and stuff like that.
Bullshit.
So you get to see that rematch. But if the A side barely escapes with a win,
it's over.
You're not going to see that rematch.
Nope. Who was it?
Joshua.
Yeah, Joshua.
Joshua gets his rematches.
Joshua,
stuff like that. But see, an example is Gervonta Davis and Isaac Cruz.
Yeah.
That fight was real close.
Yep.
Even though it was a unanimous decision, I think that fight was a little bit closer than those judges' scorecards say.
Yeah.
And I think we'll never see that fight again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Gervonta Davis broke his hand in that fight, and
first of all, the fact that he broke his hand, man, and I
didn't really show it.
Yeah, not just that, man, but Cruz, man, I feel like he didn't capitalize enough on that, man. because he was fighting one-handed for a couple rounds, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure he knew.
Doesn't matter, man. If you see he's not using his right, whatever hand he broke, right hand, right?
Yeah.
Whatever hand he broke, though, if you don't see them really using it, man, which he wasn't, yeah, that would say something, you know. His corner, if his corner didn't tell him, hey, you know, something's wrong with his hand because he's not throwing it, take advantage of it, then the corner kind of failed him at that point, you know.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I don't know what they told him. I don't remember they said anything about it, or if, like you said, he knew. But if he didn't, and that's not a good thing, man. That means his corner wasn't really watching the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So you got something like that. You notice, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, we noticed it. Yeah,
that he stopped throwing it.
So I guess you can't really notice it if you're fighting, huh? You're in the heat of the moment, man. Probably not. So let me take that back. I'm sorry, Cruz.
Back to Charlo. So let me first of all, he's 35-1-1 with 19 knockouts.
Okay.
It's a pretty good resume. It's a lot of fights. 37 fights. Professional fights.
37?
Mm-hmm. I believe he's 31 years old.
They said 35. Which one is it, man?
Well, 37 total fights.
Okay. Okay. You mean 37 wins?
Yeah.
Damn it, dude. Shit.
And like I said, he has a pretty good resume.
Yeah.
He's avenged both his
losses,
his loss, and his draw.
Yeah.
And let me give you a list of the only undisputed champions in the 4-belt era. Okay, so we have Usyk, who was undisputed at cruiserweight. He's currently heavyweight.
Okay.
Bernard Hopkins at middleweight. Jermaine Taylor at middleweight. Yeah.
Hopkins, right?
Yeah, he beat Hopkins and got all 4. He got all 4 in one fight.
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford at junior welterweight. Josh Taylor at junior welterweight. And Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight. And now Jermell Charlo. Not to be confused with Jermell Charlo.
Hold on, junior welterweight? I thought that's where Charlo was at.
Yeah, that's where the other Charlo is.
No, you said Josh Taylor, junior welterweight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other Charlo. Wait, what division is this one?
I mean, he's not current.
Oh, that was
at
one point.
These are just
okay.
The list of.
So junior welterweight has had an undisputed champion, right?
Yeah.
So why do you keep saying that? I thought they say he was the first.
Well, this is junior middleweight, not junior welterweight.
Oh, you said junior welterweight. I thought you said junior middleweight. You see?
So he is the first junior middleweight undisputed champion.
Okay.
And
there's a lot of firsts. Canelo was the first super middleweight.
Yeah, there's a lot of firsts. So remember when we saw the graphic, and there was Bernard Hopkins, Jermaine Taylor, in like 2007 or something like that. Whenever that happened, and there was like a huge era, also known as the Mayweather era, that nobody cared about being undisputed.
Nah, just about money fights.
It wasn't a thing. And now I think that's why boxing is becoming like great again, because these guys are actually starting to fight each other.
Hey man, maybe Canelo did this thing, man, because he was just belt hunting.
Yeah.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Because after a while, it was money fights. That's all people want.
Yeah, he was trying to build
paydays, man.
Yeah.
And maybe this is doing it, you know?
Yeah. But I think, when people were doing that, I don't think they were. I think being unified or undisputed in a weight class is such a bigger accomplishment.
Hold on, man. Do me a favor, man. You're pretty good at this, right? So explain to the viewers what unified is, man.
So unified just means,
for the ones that don't know,
you have, you know how we said there's 4 there's 4 belts in a weight class, and then there's even like a 5th one, the Ring magazine belt.
The one that doesn't count.
It doesn't count towards undisputed, but it will count if you're unifying belts. Unifying just means you have more than one belt. So you have 2 belts, you're unifying 2 belts, and you carry 2 belts. And sometimes when a fighter has, say the WBC, and he's going to fight for the WBO, he fights, he wins, he unifies 2 belts. Now, sometimes what happens in the dirty world of boxing is that the WBC orders so-and-so to fight so-and-so, right? And if he refuses and he fights somebody else, then they strip him of that title.
Okay.
And that's how these belts get vacant, and sometimes then they're just given to another fighter.
That, and also it costs money to hold the belts. So for the people that don't know, champions, they got to pay money to hold the belts and be champion, which really sucks. And for some fighters, that doesn't matter. They rather get a payday and let go of the belt.
Yeah.
So for
But
a lot of people,
times,
a lot of people champion, they don't care for it.
But I could see how like some fighters hold a belt, they'll win a belt, they'll win a vacant belt or something like that, and they hold that belt in hopes of fighting, like getting a payday from that belt.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna come for it. One of these, superstars, these young superstars and stuff like that.
If you had a belt in super middleweight, Canelo's coming after it. That's for sure.
Yeah, most likely.
What was I gonna tell you? So, sorry guys, I'm fucking up my foot. God damn, the foot can't see. So, I got a question, man. Let me ask you something since you want to be Mr. Know-It-All today. So what's next for Charlo, man? Where does he go? What do you think he does? What does he need to do now?
I don't know. What I would like to see is now he's kind of established himself in junior middleweight. Now there's a move to 160 that could be made, but that gets his brother fights at 160.
But they could do what the Klitschko's did. They could each hold like 2 belts.
Yeah,
whatever,
they could
dominate that division.
His brother also could move up.
If they moves up, that's the Canelo weight class.
One of them could fight Canelo, but
both of them.
So middleweight is real open. You have his brother holds 1 belt. I think Triple G holds 2 of them. Triple G's about to retire. So there's 2 belts that are being vacant at some point. Either that or maybe he loses. But I don't know if he does move up, what's the option? Now another option is, depending on how much of a money fight he wants, is Terrence Crawford did say at 154, he did say that once he beats Earl Spence Jr., he was going to move up to 160. Move up to
154.
Yeah, 164 to fight.
No, 154.
154 to fight.
The one that's undisputed, Charlo, right?
Yeah, Charlo.
Okay. First off, that'll be a legendary move on Crawford if he does it.
That would be nice.
Yep, because that's pretty ballsy.
Yeah. So, if Crawford unifies the belts in welterweight, meaning he has to go through Earl Spence Jr. But that's a whole. You gotta look at that first before you go any further. But then he could go up and fight Jermell Charlo. Yeah, and that would be interesting. That would be an
interesting fight for sure.
What do you think about that?
Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford?
No. That's
or Terrence Crawford and Charlo.
Crawford and Charlo.
Well, I don't know, man. Charlo might be too big.
Yeah.
Might be too big.
He's real shifty.
Yeah.
But Crawford
Crawford, yeah, man. He steps it up in the late rounds, man. Shit. It looks like he can't figure out the opponent, man. Next thing you know, bam, it's over with.
And the fact that he can fight both orthodox and southpaw just as good. Like you don't even know when he switches stance.
But yeah, man. And then Charlo has some pretty good power. Well, Crawford has some pretty good power too. Oh, that'd be a good fight, man.
It'd be a real good fight
because they both got some pretty good power, man. They're both real, like you say, crafty, shifty. They both,
Yeah. So
that'd be a pretty good fight. It'd be a hard fight for either one, Man, but what if Crawford goes in there and just fucking destroys Charlo?
Then what? Crawford, pound for pound. Well, he's pound for pound king right now.
I don't see that. I don't understand that, man. To be honest.
Yeah, it's just this showcase of skills. That's really all we have. He has a decent resume, but we don't even know if he's the best in his weight class.
Yeah.
Earl Spence currently holds 3 belts.
See, if he beats Earl Spence and they want to give him pound for pound, that's fine, man.
That's different.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's different.
But just because Canelo lost to fucking Bivol, it doesn't mean he should lose pound for pound. At the end of the day, he's still probably
I think
the most decorated fighter right now. With the most with the better fights and shit like that. He's fought the better opposition, and I don't think for that loss that was out of his weight class should bump him down. Because nobody's done what he's done yet right now. Of all the other fighters.
I agree.
So I think that's kind of bullshit. But if Crawford fights Spence and beats him, and then they want to give him the pound for pound title, it's fine. You know, I can
Yeah.
take that because that means you're really challenging yourself. Because Crawford and Spence, man, they talked way too much about it, and to me, that seems like neither one of them really wanted to fight. They were just barking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they're seeing people make moves, they're like, okay, now we got to do it, you know. And that's stupid. Y'all should have been done that shit, you know. That should have been happening because they talked about it so much, so many times years ago, man. They crossed paths, Spence and Crawford. Oh, let's make the fight. Okay, let's do it. All right, it's a deal. You know, and nothing. You know, that shit should have been happening already. You know, that way all this shit would have been over with. I don't understand why they wait so long to make a good fight. You know, because if it was a good fight, think about it, years down the line they could have the round 2. You know,
That's true.
And that's people were still gonna want to see that, especially if it was an exciting fight. They don't have to have a rematch right off the bat. They could have it years later. You know, 2-3 years later, boom, the rematch. But
that's a good point, man.
They wait too long, man.
And I think that comes into that was the effect of Canelo losing to Bivol. Is these fighters? I think that's going to make them take less risk.
Well,
because
I hope it's not
people are real scared of losing that O.
Yeah, and that's pretty stupid, man. Because at the end of the day, you gotta, if you want to be the best, you gotta fight the best. And if you want to leave a legacy behind, you have to have good fights.
And just iron sharpens iron. You know,
and you get better, and you find out where you're lacking, man.
As a fan, I want to see that. As if from the fighter's point of view, I understand it.
What, the risks?
Yeah.
No, man.
Because they're making money, man. Regardless.
Yeah, man, they're making money, man, but I feel like if you're in a sport, well, I mean, I guess boxing is different from everything else, man. Because like I say, soccer, football, you want to be the best. You want to be the most legendary one in the group. You know, you want to do stuff, and at the end of the day, you don't put yourself as a highest risk as in boxing. In boxing, you know, fighting the best can really injure you or possibly kill you. You know, but I guess it's just me, man. If I was a boxer, I would want to go down in history as the greatest. You know, not.
Oh yeah.
The money matters. You know, it has to matter because you're getting beat up for it. You know, but. At the end of the day, man, I feel like I would rather go down in history as the greatest that fought the best and also made money. You know.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, I take a pay cut.
So you know how you were talking about Canelo and his like legacy, right?
Yeah.
How nobody's kind of as decorated as him right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like Charlo is like a couple fights away from being just as decorated?
Nah, not really, man, because I don't think the competition was as. First of all, Charlo, man, doesn't even want to fight fucking Triple G.
Right.
Doesn't want to fight Benavitez.
Okay.
So no, fuck no.
But those are fighters.
I thought
his other weight class. Maybe maybe.
But he can move up.
He can move up,
and that's an easy move up, you know. And I'm assuming is this Charlo? I don't know what Charlo. I'm confused with the Charlos, man.
Jermell
one
Charlo
of them,
is the undisputed one.
One of them, I don't know, but one of them was talking to Benavidez. Benavidez said, you know, let's fight, let's make the fight happen. Charlo said, oh no, you got to take the vaccine. If you don't take the vaccine, I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting anybody that's younger than this age or whatever. What the fuck kind of shit is that? I don't know what Charlo that was, man.
Oh.
Cause I get confused between them, man. But no, fuck no, man.
But let me say this. Jermell Charlo, it's not like he didn't have an agenda. It's not like he's out there not. He tried to be undisputed last year. Fought Castano. Then went to a draw. The guys keep their belts.
Mm-hmm.
And really focused on this fight again. Because he wanted to be undisputed.
Yeah, man.
He focused on the fight again.
That's fine.
Probably got right back in the training camp. You know, so yeah, no, I'm not gonna entertain any other fighters. I'm not gonna think about Benavitez. If that's the case, I'm not gonna be thinking about moving up to 160. Maybe after this fight we can talk about it. But right now I'm focused on Castano. And that's what you see like greats do in any sport.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your focus is on what you have, what your goal is. Your
but I don't think he had that goal fucking. You know, like,
and
because he wasn't fighting people. He was fighting people that they didn't have belts. You know, not that long. Wait, well,
Charlo had.
Hold on,
he
man,
took all
right.
his belts
Mm-hmm.
from somebody. Before the run, he won a vacant belt. He lost it to who was his loss to? Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
and then won it back.
Okay, But and we're talking about the 154 Charlo, right?
Yes.
Okay. See now, I remember now. Look,
This is Jermell.
Jermell Charlo, yeah, he fights at light middleweight 154, whatever, middleweight, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first of all, Tony Harrison beat him. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
he fought Tony Harrison, knocked him out, and said, "Oh, that's it. I'm done with this. I'm moving on from this."
Mm-hmm.
Why not fight him a third time to see who really is the better one? Yeah, you knocked him out. That's fine, man. But he still beat you the first time. You know? And the third fight was Tyson Fury did it to solidify that, yeah, I'm the better fighter against Wilder. Why doesn't he do it? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then there's also Arislan. Damn, I think he did fight Lara, actually. I think one of the Charles fought. I think he might have fought Lara, man. But they also have Demetrius Andrade. Why doesn't he fight him?
Okay.
See?
But I mean,
He also has, like I said, David Benavitez. There's David Lemieux. There's all these other fighters, man.
but Benavidez and Lemieux fight this coming weekend, but we'll get to that later.
Oh shit, you're right, man. Hey, that'd be a good fight, man.
All I'm saying is he had an agenda.
Mhm.
It's not like he's not doing anything. He's
Yeah,
not,
I see what you're saying too, man. Because Canelo did the same shit too with Benavidez, man. He was
Right.
like, oh, I'm not fighting other Mexican fighters. What the fuck, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's where good fights happen, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone comes up with stupid shit, man.
And then too, also,
But I just don't think he's on that level of Canelo yet, man.
yeah, for sure not yet.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
if he fights in the next 3 years, he
a little bit
fights
more active.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because some of these fighters like Charlo, Spence, Crawford. Crawford fights a little bit more, but they fight once a year. It seems, man. It's so fucking stupid.
So
At least 3 times if I can. Shit.
I forgot what I was gonna say right before that.
You said so.
Well, yeah, no, I said that.
So, Charlo.
Yeah, I guess I forgot. I don't know.
I guess you forgot. No, you forgot.
Yeah. Shit.
Damn.
Yeah, he definitely had an agenda. I don't know what to do from now. I mean, any way you put it, whatever opponent he chooses, him being the A side, there's going to be a certain amount of fans that say, why didn't you fight this person?
Yeah.
And if he were to fight that person, there's going to be a certain amount of fans that say, why didn't you fight this person? You know? It is what it is. You can't fight everybody in a year.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah, that's too heavy of a toll, you know.
Yeah. But that's I mean, that's good for Charlo, man. Like you know, he's a Houston native.
Yeah. So that's good. Congratulations on Charlo. He won it in spectacular fashion, you know. So that's a good thing.
There's a little temple hit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he still has a good fight to make at this weight class, though. And if not, he can move up just a little bit more.
Yeah, so
do the same thing, you know. So he still has. First of all, he has good fighters to fight.
Yeah,
and he can become
even in the weight class.
Yeah, he can become a very like what do you call it?
Household name.
Yeah, and he could have a great resume and become a legend in boxing too with the fights he can still make, you know. So he still has good fighters in this division that he can fight.
Let's move on to Bivol, man. So what happened with that?
Well, due to the sanctions in Russia, I think his money's being withheld, so he's not getting paid yet.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy because I think they said he has $5 million, I think. So here in this article right here, it says sanctions on Russian athletes after the invasion of Ukraine have affected the light heavyweight world champion despite the bout taking place in the USA. So I think because his bank is in Russia, man, I think they're having an issue converting the 5 million into rubles or whatever the Russian currency is, or just the fact that it's U.S. dollars that he has to go in the bank, you know. So I think that's a problem because I know they did do something with the banks, America, with as far as like money going to Russian banks and shit like that. So that's the issue, and that kind of sucks because I think he's still gonna get paid. I think it's just gonna take a while.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, because 5 million, man, that would suck for him to lose out on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he wasn't allowed to carry the Russian flag and all that stuff, or do the Russian national anthem during the fight. You know? Yeah, he wasn't.
You know what's crazy? I didn't even notice that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to do it. Yeah, that kind of sucks. You know, that probably made him fight harder.
Wow, probably would have won.
And he took it out on Canelo, man. Poor Canelo.
Poor Canelo. Imagine that though. You just like you fight the pound for pound best fighter in the world,
And you can't showcase where you're from and all that shit.
Not only that, you did it for free.
Well, at least no, it wasn't free because he got publicity now.
Oh yeah, everybody knows his name now.
Yeah, that's the guy that beat Canelo. But, well, we can't get too much into that, man. That's politics stuff, man. And
yeah, just hopefully Dimitri Bivol kind of
gets money soon, man.
Yeah,
$5 million. That's no joke. Well, I mean, for you it is, but yeah. So what is it? Cain Velasquez?
Oh
situation?
yeah, that's another thing. So Cain Velasquez was denied bail. They kind of just basically said that although they understand the concern of the public, it basically doesn't matter, and that he has to go through. It's the integrity of the law, you know. And I think they're in Phoenix or in Arizona. I think that's where all this is happening. Yeah. And I guess they have real, like, I think anything involving like attempted murder or something like that, or any kind of serious charge like that, I think there's no bail, and I think there's like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know.
How? So you might really see time then, huh?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, bail, you know, you still go to trial.
Yeah.
You still see, but bail is just like, so while you're doing all that, you can be at home. But yeah, so I mean, that's a little like touchy subject too, but
yeah,
we just hope the best for Cain.
And I plays
one
out
of the all-time greats in heavyweight in the UFC.
Hold on. Let's not go that far.
Really?
So he beat Brock Lesnar. So what?
I'm just saying, like,
so
in your Mount Rushmore of heavyweight fighters,
Stipe beat him, man.
Stipe never fought Cain.
He didn't?
No.
No, I'm thinking
Ngannou beat Cain.
No, that's what I was talking about. Ngannou. There you go. Ngannou beat him, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But I'm just saying,
Stipe beat Ngannou. Come on.
Okay, so tell me your Mount Rushmore of heavyweight fighters in the UFC.
Stipe.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Is it? Is it 4 times?
Is it? Brock Lesnar.
You would put him over Cain Velasquez?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah. Yeah, probably Stipe.
Let me just name you some. So Francis Ngannou.
I don't consider him that great yet, man.
Okay.
Hold on, man. I was gonna say Stipe, Cain. Then I would put Francis, and then I really don't know where to go from there, man. Maybe what's his name? I don't think he was that good, man, but I liked him. Junior Dos Santos.
Oh, he was. He was.
He was good. He was good, but I don't think he was like fucking. You know?
Oh, he was, dude. His like.
I liked his boxing
during like the Cain era.
Yeah, when the first of the way, yeah, and first of all, they went to some fucking wars, man. God, when I saw the Cain Velasquez fight and Junior Santos fight the first time, it was free on Fox. I think it was. And whenever he knocked him out in the first round, I was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah.
It was so fast.
Yeah.
That shit was so fast, man.
The way both of them, Cain and Dos Santos, the way they moved when they were in that era, in that time, they moved, like welterweights.
Yeah, I like.
And their conditioning was insane. And the way, they definitely. Yeah, so but Stipe definitely has earned his stripes. I don't know if you count DC in heavyweight.
Not really, man.
He's a light heavyweight
fighter. That's why I didn't say his name,
Antonio Nogueira. That's a good one. He has his resume.
Isn't that the guy that fucking Frank Mir destroyed?
Yeah, he broke his arm.
And Frank Mir wasn't that great.
Fedor.
Oh, I thought you were just talking about in the UFC.
Yes, he's a UFC fighter.
Fedor Emelianenko. How do you say it?
But did he ever fight in the UFC? Or
no.
He was
somewhere else.
Oh, he was somewhere else.
He never fought in the UFC.
Okay.
Because he has a pretty good resume, too.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else we got here? Randy Couture.
I don't count him that much either. I don't think Alex Rowe gets beat.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. Crow
Lesnar. Francis.
Well, you know what? I like Lesnar for the fact that he was the first to beat Shane Carwin, man.
Wow.
And that was an insane fight too, man. Because remember, fucking Shane Carwin seemed like that monster in movies, that beats everybody in the first round. You know, is undefeated. That was him.
You know, the fact that Francis is like, we consider him up there already.
I kind of don't, man. Like I said, I really don't. Not yet, man. Well, I guess maybe, man, because he did beat Cain pretty convincingly. He beat Stipe again. I mean, after losing to him.
Yeah.
So maybe, man, he's on his way for sure.
Merckx, Alistair Overeem. Remember that knockout?
Everybody beats Alistair Overeem, man.
Yeah.
He has no fucking chin, man.
Yeah.
As soon as he got off the roids, man, he just went downhill.
Mark Hunt. That's another good one.
Brock Lesnar beat him.
Yeah. I feel like Mark Hunt had a lot of losses, too.
He did.
Yeah. Frank Mir. That's another one. You mentioned him. I don't know if you...
I feel like he was too beatable, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, well, shit. Well, Josh Barnett. That's another one, dude. He was the youngest ever champion before John Jones, right?
Josh Barnett. Who's that one, man? Is that
He's
older?
heavyweight. White dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds familiar, man. Let me look him up.
So. Let's see.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, I remember this guy. Yeah, I remember that dude. He wasn't too exciting, though.
John Jones.
Yeah, just not fucking... Oh, now he is.
Wow. What if he beats the guy?
He might.
He might.
He has. I think he has a very good chance of beating him for sure.
His skill set is so like wide range.
He has a weapon for anything, man.
Yeah.
Any kind of monster.
Well, I don't know how we got there. Talking about heavyweights.
I forgot. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, so we have another thing, potential.
Yeah, and hopefully it happens.
Potential fight in the works.
Mm-hmm.
In lightweight, Ryan Garcia versus Isaac Cruz. What are your thoughts on that?
I think we talked about it at one of the episodes, man.
Yeah.
At least I did, and I think Garcia smashes it, man.
Yeah. So
I think so.
It's actually we actually uploaded it on TikTok like a while ago, and I said it was after Isaac Cruz beat Gamboa, and I said we're gonna see his name again. I said we're gonna see him fight one of these young guys, one of these young contenders and stuff like that, and I said that that he's gonna upset one of them. Like one of these guys is gonna see.
It ain't gonna be Garcia.
One of these guys is gonna see Isaac Cruz and think like, oh, he's coming off a win. He has a loss against Gervonta Davis. Let me get one too, you know. But I think he won that fight against Davis.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming off a win. He's a hard fighter to plan for. You know, he comes in with his head down, his chin down, and you know.
I'll tell you, he
left hook, right hook.
He definitely won't be Haney, man. We seen that shit. Well,
you never know, man. Like so,
yeah.
We kind of saw back-to-back weeks where we see not fully what the style is, but close to it with Castano and Charlo,
Mm-hmm.
and then again with Stevenson and Valdez.
Yeah.
You know, so we saw the two, but Stevenson is an art at boxing.
Mm-hmm. Just fucking.
He's the best. He's probably the best you can get at pure boxing.
Yeah, totally destroyed Valdez, man. First of all, Valdez looked like straight garbage that
Yeah.
fight, man. I don't understand why he didn't change his game plan at like, I don't know, around 6 or something, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess that's all he knows. That's how he fights, you know.
But anyway, in the TikTok.
Hold on, let me rephrase it. He didn't look like shit, but his game plan just was terrible.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And then you said, before any of this ever was announced, you said the one that you think gives him problems is Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that looks like the fight we're going to get.
Which
hopefully.
is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But because the way Cruz goes in, man.
And Garcia with that counter left.
Yeah, man, I feel like he's going to catch him, and it's over with, man.
That left hook, dude. Yeah, Garcia's left hook is nasty.
Yeah, so he's going to catch him, man. And like I said, he goes in there, you know, swinging like this with his head down and everything. He does all that shit sometimes, man. And he's going to get caught, man.
Yeah.
And Garcia's too big. I think he's too tall for him.
Yeah, it could just be like a whole reach thing. He could just pick him apart.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I could see that too.
And not just that, but the speed of Garcia, the power of Garcia.
Speed and power with his
the
eyes
reach,
closed
the
and
height,
everything.
yep.
He doesn't.
Over with, man. But who knows, man? He might be tougher than I'm giving him credit for, man. Because I mean, I'm not saying he's not a tough guy. He's a tough fighter, you know. But
Yeah.
I just feel like Garcia has that fucking
touch.
That perfect left hand, man, for situations when people come in like that, man. That's a lot of times when he knocks him out like that, man. They come in and he catches him like that, you know. So that's what I think is gonna happen.
It's gonna be. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because I like Cruz's style, and I think he's gonna give anybody problems.
Except for Garcia.
Except for Garcia, maybe we'll see. I hope it does happen. So apparently, I think whoever holds whatever belt Garcia holds, I think it's the WBC.
Garcia has a belt.
Let me check.
I don't think he's a champion yet.
Nope, he doesn't have a belt.
Yeah, he's not a champion, man.
Oh, there's only two champions. There's Haney and Kambosos.
You know, it's crazy, man. It seems like fucking Garcia doesn't want a belt.
Yeah, I don't know, but whatever promotion they're under, and I think they ordered the fight to happen.
Yeah.
And I guess just the promoters have to agree on it. If not, there'll be some kind of fine or something like that, you know. So
well, if anything, I don't think Cruz is gonna be the one that says no. So
yeah, I don't think so either.
So if anyone says no, it's gonna be Garcia, you know.
And it's probably just gonna be like a money thing.
Yeah. So I don't
like
see Cruz saying no, man. He seems like a legit fighter. That's what he wants to do is fight, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who he fights, he wants to fight.
Yeah.
And Garcia, well, we've seen him in the past. He says things and then it doesn't follow through, or it never really happened. So you have to see what happens, see if it actually gets made.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I'm saying, man. When I first saw this, man, I saw it on his post, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you announce that shit without it being official, man? You know, like why don't you say in the works instead of saying it's been ordered? You know, so hopefully we can make this fight happen. So why don't you announce it when it's in the works? Be like, this fight's in the works. I was like, we're just waiting on a deal to be made or whatever, or for the signatures, whatever. Say something that's gonna confirm that it's at least really gonna happen. You know, because at this point now, this shit's been brought up and it may not happen now. You know, so.
That's true, and then you got a bunch of people like wanting it, like us. So we're over here wanting that fight, you know. And
so that's kind of stupid, man. Because like I said, when he said it, he just said it's been ordered, and he said hopefully we're gonna make this fight happen. So why? At the end of the day, they say the boxers choose who they want to fight, and the promoters, they shouldn't have a say in that, man. Like every time I read something about that, it's always the fighters decide who they want to fight and who they don't want to fight.
Right.
So if it doesn't happen, it was one of the fighters. That's it, you know? So.
Maybe so. But they got to fight somebody, man, because lightweight's kind of covered up. Kambosos and Haney are going to fight each other. Davis is fighting Rolly Romero.
Yeah, I can't wait for that fight, too.
And most likely it's going to be them in the mix of the fights. Again, you know, depending on who Haney and Kambosos, who comes out the winner, you might see a rematch there. You know, also Lopez has got to get the name again, too.
Is Lopez not fighting nobody right now, though? Mm-mm. Is he still injured or whatever the fuck happened to him?
I couldn't tell you.
See, but that's another thing about Lopez, man. God, dog, dude, that dude doesn't want to fight nobody, man.
He not unless it's for a belt.
Shit. Like, whenever he had those belts, man, he held on to those motherfuckers for, like,
a year.
Forever, man. Shit.
Yeah.
And they don't want to fight nobody, man. He said, so stupid. That doesn't make sense.
So we'll see there, man. We have so this Saturday, we have David Benavitez.
And David Lemieux, right?
Yeah, David Lemieux. What do you think about that, man? It's a good little challenge for Benavitez, huh?
Yeah, man, because they both kind of fight similar, where they both like to go in there and swing, you know? I the first time I saw Lemieux fight, man, he fought Triple G. And I remember I looked him up and everything. He had a lot of knockouts. He had a knockout problem. Thinking, dang, it's going to be a good fight for Triple G. Triple G fucked him up. Yeah. He just beat the shit out of him, dude. But for Benavitez, I don't really think Benavitez has knockout power, man. I think he overwhelms his opponents with a barrage of punches, you know, and that's usually what gets him, you know. But he gets touched, he gets dropped. Benavitez gets dropped, you know, and Lemieux has some power, man. So that's gonna be a good fight. Like I said, they both fight similar. They both like to go up to each other and swing. You know, that's what they do. So that's gonna be a good fight. Let's just see who has a better chin and who can take it and who can't.
So the Ring Magazine and the WBC have Benavidez is a number one contender, right?
Mhm.
Behind Canelo, obviously, who's a champion. At super middleweight.
Okay.
So they also
So wait,
have,
Benavidez is a super middleweight?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought he was middleweight.
Yeah, this is a super middleweight belt. They also have Luminex as number 2 contender.
God damn, you mean Lemieux?
Lemieux, my bad. They have Luminex. They have him as a number 2 contender.
He said Luminex.
Luminex.
Yeah, dog.
Lemieux. That's a hard ass name to fucking say.
Lemieux.
Lemieux. Doesn't look like it says Lemieux.
Remy Lacroix, you know?
No. And anyway, WBO has Benavidez number 2 and Lemieux number 3.
So Canelo's number 1, Benavidez 2, Lemieux 3?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah. So they're all right there, and that's why I think it's gonna be a good fight. And I think, maybe
Lemieux's last fight, man, I think he knocked his opponent out, man. Remember I told you, this guy's pretty good. He fought Triple G, whatever. I don't know if you remember when I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 6
I
years
kinda
ago,
do.
3 months.
Yeah.
About 2 minutes from now. But yeah. So see, and that's the thing. There you go. If Canelo does not want to fight Bivol for a rematch, there are his options. Benavidez or Lemieux, depending on who wins. His options.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see, man, and then we'll see what happens with Canelo. But that's an interesting fight,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of see a little competition for Benavidez and see what he wants. Benavidez does say he wants all the smoke.
Yeah.
So-
And just so you know, he gets touched, man, and if Lemieux touches him, he's gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for Lemieux, man.
Damn.
You go for Benavidez, man. Go ahead.
I'm just excited to see.
No,
really.
go ahead. Go ahead. You always say you want to go against me, so go ahead.
What time we at, man?
I don't know, but I'm going for Lemieux. 43.
43?
Wait
Good.
a minute. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's pretty good.
We'll wrap it up, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Shit. What's it called? Well, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Don't forget to follow the Fight Table on Instagram, Twitter.
Yep.
That's it. Twitter.
Mhm.
Oh, I meant TikTok, but Twitter too.
Mhm.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel and just follow us and keep up with us. There's a lot of good fights happening, and we can't talk about them.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.